Hey crafty friends, this is Mai with All Things Were Created. Today we are going to go through the assembly of our snowman nesting blocks. I will be using my art glitter glue for all of my gluing. I also have my ruler here that I will be using to help me define out the score lines. If you have a bone folder, you can use that as well. I like my ruler. It's just a personal choice and a personal preference. You use what you like. And so what we have here is about 7 sheets of cardstock here that needs to be scored. What we're going to do before we get started is I want you to find this one here. This is going to be the head of our snowman. And what I need you to do is make a decision about how you want to place your snowman on the top. Do you want the opening of this block to face up, or if you want it to sit down on the on top of the middle block here? I'm going to do mine so it faces up. If you want yours down, I want you to turn it this way. And what we're going to do is take this center square here and we're going to start adding our face right away of our snowman. So I'm doing mine so my block faces up, so I'm keeping mine this way. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to begin gluing down the pieces of his face here. And so I have all of my pieces here off to the side. I'm going to start lining them up first here on this part of the block. This one's backwards. So I'm going to do it like that. I've got his carrot nose here. And then the mouth pieces. Well, the coal, I should say. And I'm just doing this to get my placement the way that I want it. And this last one. All right, so that's that. I also added in these glasses. If you wanted to add a little bit of personality to your snowman, don't feel that you need to use them. I just thought that they would be cute. And then his coal pipe here. So I'm going to start by gluing his coal pipe down first, or gluing these parts together. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to the back and place it right on top here. And so let me add his glasses. Okay. Okay. And now let me glue down his eyes. So this part is really just trying to glue out his face here. And like I said, you have the choice about whether or not you want the opening of the box to face up, or if you want it to face down onto the middle block. There. Wait, this one's going to be backwards. I want it to go that way. Almost stuck it the wrong way. Okay, so just continue gluing down his face. I'm going to glue his nose now. I just use my push pin because it's a little bit faster. It'll grab that right away. And put that right there kind of in the center, or you can put it at an angle if you want. I'm going to go there and do it that way. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to add down my dots first, and I'll be able to move them once I put them down to help me get that order just right. And there. And now for the coal pipe, you can kind of put that down anywhere you want. Again, it's a personal preference. You don't have to use the coal pipe if you don't want to. I just thought it would be another fun piece to add to our snowman to give him some personality again. So I'm going to put that one right there. Okay. And so now I'm ready to start scoring. So I'm going to score this one to show you what we're going to do. And then I'll speed up the video a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my ruler and line it right up against my score lines here. And then I'm just going to begin to fold and use my finger to really get the crease of those score lines defined and strong. And so I'm just pressing them down. I'm going to flip mine here for just a moment again and just press these down. Let me do this side here. And now this part. And this part. And then I'm going to flip them the other way to begin to make my box. Got this one off just a little bit. Okay, that's better. And I'm just going to flip this part here, flip this one here as well on this side. And then what you can see is that it's going to begin to take the shape, and this will be the head of our snowman, and then his hat will sit right on top. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this one first so that way you guys can see these. And then I'm just going to press it down to secure it right there. I'm going to add the glue to this other side flap. And I think my glue is starting to get a little clogged. Oh, there it goes. I don't know. But I can't seem to not drop it. And then again, I'm just going to press it down right there. And same thing with the other side. Again, just add the glue to the flap. And then we're going to add the glue to this side as well. And that will be his head. With his opening at the top there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to start scoring the rest of these. I'm going to go ahead and speed up the video here as I'm scoring, and then when I'm ready to put them all together for us, I'll slow things back down and then I'll talk us through the steps, okay? Okay, so what you want to do now is we're going to start to glue and assemble the actual box itself. What I want you to do is find your large pieces. So I've got this large one that's about 5 inches and this match to go with it. And then also find the lid as well. And so what I'm going to do is, let me grab my glue. I'm going to begin to fold the pieces and glue at the flaps. And, okay, I just had to check to make sure I had a paper towel nearby. And that's so interesting. All right. Let's see. Okay, there we go. All right, so what you want to do then is just begin to glue down, add your glue to the flaps. There it goes. And just glue them right on top there. So take the seconds to line up the bottoms with the bottom of the flap and press it down so that way it glues. And then fold it to make sure that the crease is really strong there. Then take the matching part and does it go, which way does it go? Okay, it goes this way. And what you want to do is make sure that the part that matches this side and this side meets with these two flaps here. So that way 3 sides of it, 4 sides really when you count this one, they all end up with a match. And then begin to glue that down. So I'm going to start it here on this one. So add your glue again to the flap. And then place it there along that side. And then what you can do is you can now see that this side and this side and this side are all going to line up right here. And so begin to add the glue on those sides. And then if you need to, press it down on the inside so that way it stays lined up and that glue has a chance to bond and secure to the side of the paper. And then I'm going to do it here on this part. I'm going to do these two both at the same time. And then place them right there. So I thought these nesting blocks would be fun. My husband brought some out for Christmas and they're kind of cute, but they're just kind of plain with Christmas paper. So I thought these would be fun to make and give them a little bit more personality. So this will be the bottom of our block and this will be the lid. And so what we're going to do with the lid is we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to glue the flaps on the inside right here. So take a few seconds and just add those to the inside. And then take the glue, add it to the flap, glue it down, press it and give it a chance for the glue to bond both sides. And do the other side as well. And there it goes. And then again, if you just take a couple seconds and really just define out the shape. And what you'll find then is it'll sit right on top of the box, just like that. So we've just created a very nice big 5-inch box. We're gonna leave the lid on that one, and we're gonna start with the middle one. So I'm just gonna push this one out of the camera there, and off to the side so I'm not blocking my light. And what we're going to do is we're gonna do the same thing basically. So I'm gonna speed up the video again for this middle block, and then when I go to do the lid, I will slow it back down. Okay, so for the lid, it's basically going to be the same thing here. What we're just going to do is take the flaps so that way they go on the inside. So just bend them down so that way they go on the inside there. And we're just going to, again, glue those flaps to the side panel. So again, just add your glue to the flaps here. And then press them together and give them a second or 5 for the glue to just dry and adhere and become secure. So press and hold them, and there. And then do it to the other side as well. That was a little bit too much glue there. Oh well. And again, just press and hold it so it stays and it's secure. And if you want to, just go ahead and give the sides a couple of bends there. And then you can take it and stick it right on top of your middle block. And then stick that one right on top, right there. And then we've already done our snowman, so I'm coming up to the top of my camera here. So let me just tilt mine for a second so you can see. So that's what it's gonna start to look like. And what you wanna do now is you do want to stack them up on top of each other. And what we're going to do is we're gonna take some of the side pieces here, and we're gonna add our buttons and the hands. So hopefully I'm still in my camera. So these are going to be our buttons. You have a decision that you can make. If you want your curve to go downward on your snowman, or if you want it to go upward. So when you see the file and you see your buttons, you'll understand a little bit more what I'm talking about. But you have that decision to make. I'm going to make mine so mine goes a little upward. And so I'm just going to add a little bit of glue here. And I'm going to take the top one off my snowman so I can press down right here. And what you want to do is just kind of eyeball where it's going to go on that block. And then take the second one, add a little bit of glue again. And then again, just kind of eyeball where you want it to go and make sure that you're kind of in that same vertical line there. So there's my first two. And while you have them seated stacked on top of each other, do that for the remaining 3. They're going to go on the big block on the bottom. And again, just make sure that the orientation of those curves are going the same direction. And let me get mine lined up here. And then place it again right there towards the top. Then do a middle one. Check the orientation again. And then go down to maybe about right in the middle. Place it right there. And for the last one, it's basically the same step. Just add a little bit of glue and place it again right underneath. And so there we go. That's kind of where our buttons are. And what you want to do now is add the hands to the side. So you're going to want to take the lid off of your second block here. Put it again right in the center. Take the glue, add a little bit of glue to your hands. And then just kind of glue it right to the side. These just kind of represent his stick hands. Do it on the other side. Make sure that you've got the hands going in the right orientation and that you didn't put it this way. That would look kind of funny. So just make sure that you've got the right orientation for your hands. That way they're facing towards the front of your snowman. And then glue those down as well. Okay. And then you can put the lid back on. There we go. And so you can kind of now see the side with the hands there. When you go to add the lid too, I forgot to mention this. You do not want to glue the scarf part down. If you glue the scarf part down, you won't be able to open this part of the box to stick his head inside, because that's what's going to happen to make it kind of nest together. And so you want to be able to make sure that you can take off the lid of this middle block. So you don't want to glue the scarf part down. So I'm going to add his head back on top. This is so cute. And remember, you guys can change out your scrap paper, or your pattern paper, not scrap paper, your pattern paper if you want, and give it more of a Christmas theme. That would be fun. And then you could make your snowman with a Christmas theme, or you can keep it for a winter theme. Choice is yours. Okay, so I'm going to add his scarf part to the top part of his hat. So I'm just taking this rectangle that I cut as well in the same scarf pattern, and I'm lining it up right here on my score line. I'm just pressing that one down. And what I'm going to do now is, this is going to be the insert part of his hat that is going to give him some depth there. And what I'm also going to do is just score this part here. So I'm just going to fold along the score lines. I probably should have done this one when I was doing the blocks, but I didn't really think about that. So I'm just making sure that these are defined. I'm going to flip it around and do the other side as well. And then I'm just going to, again, fold along that score line and just define it out here. Okay, so that's that part. And so now you'll see that there are score lines here along this part. I'm just going to fold it here with my fingers because these ones are small enough. And then I'm going to fold my score lines, or fold the flats so they go the other way. I'm going to do that to the other side as well. And then just kind of bend them there. Okay, and what we're going to do now is we're just going to take these end parts and glue them down. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue right here. And you do want to take some time to make sure that you get this just right, because if it's off by just a little, it'll show. So line up this part, this side length here, with the first side length of the middle. And take the 5 seconds and make sure that it's secure and glued. And then add it to the flap again. We're going to do these two at the same time. I keep dropping my glue today. And then fold it along, and then fold that top part down. There we go. And add the glue to the last two flaps here. And then again, fold and press it down. There we go. So this part just adds a little bit of fun to his hat as well. And so once you get the one side done, the other side is much easier. I'm just going to lift these up a little bit so they're not flattened. And I've got this part here, I'm going to put it in my hand. I'm going to go ahead and add the glue to all the sides at the same time. So again, and then place it right on top. So this part will be the back of his hat because it doesn't have that part to it. I don't have a pencil here, but I do have my weeding tool. So let me just push this one out. You just want to make sure that it's all lined up there. And then once you do, you can just take your pencil, if you have one. Oh, here's one. I have one on the other side. And just press down to make sure that all of those spots are adhered. And you can do it on the other side too if you didn't get it all done. Okay, so there. And what we're going to do now is take the square that has the hole and just slide this part right through the slot in the center there. It'll fit just perfectly. And so flip it upside down and then you'll see the score lines, and then we're just going to bend them there, right where those score lines are. If you need to, press it down like that just to give it that moment and that crease, and then go back, add a little bit of glue underneath here, and we've just about finished. Make sure you do it on both sides so that way it doesn't come up at all. And again, just press it down. And if any glue seeps out, just wipe it away. Remember, the great thing about the art glitter glue is it's clear, it dries clear, and you don't have to worry about any of that. Okay, so let me just double check that. Looks good. Just gonna give him a little crease there. And there we go. And so what can happen now, so I'm kind of up to, I've made another one where I'm close up to the top here. And then his hat will just sit right on top. So let's see if I can tilt this so you guys can see. Woo. And so you can see there. And when you're ready to make him nest, what you can do is take the hat, flip him upside down inside his head, then lift off the center one, take all of that, stick it right inside, put the lid on the center block back on, pick up the last one, put him right in there, and then you can store him for the next time. It's a perfect little craft that doesn't take up a lot of space, but it grows to become big. So thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoy this craft. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and happy crafting.